Alright guys, thanks for stopping by for part 2 of my Axial Ryft Truck build. I sometimes get mixed up because of all the parts I'm using. But anyways, this is a Axial Ryft for the most part. The only thing is I'm going to go ahead and use the parts I have because my budget kind of ran low, so it'll end up being a Axial Ryft Truck, so it'll be able to have a body on it and stuff. I went ahead and used a couple of center vertical side chassis plates off an LMT that I had, and then I put a Ryft skid plate underneath it and bolted those to the sides and then mounted my transmission in. I actually really like this transmission. It's a good solid transmission with aluminum case, nice Axial Ryft axles I'm going to use, and I'm going to go ahead and just assemble it that way. I've got some hot racing shocks I'm showing here, and right next to it I've got some, I wanted to go with dual shocks on the rear on this, so I picked these up. They're like internal spring shocks, dampeners, whatever, but they're not really big bore, but they're the right length and stuff, so I'll go with them. And then I've got my two axles here, or drive shafts, I'm sorry, and I've got my ESC that I'll probably use because this is an Arma BLX 100, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in there because it still has the wings and I can mount it in there, and I got the 3200 kV motor. So basically it's the same thing would come in an Arma Typhon or an Arma Granite. Wings haven't broke off, so I can mount it right to the transmission and save room and keep the weight down. And rather than use this one I was gonna, now what I'm gonna do here guys is I'm going to save this. This is a Wrath, let's see, I gotta get it right side up. Yeah, that's right. This is a Wrath chassis that I bought on eBay as well. I'll leave the link to that. And it comes with the receiver box, battery tray, shock towers, and front and rear bumper mount pieces. But I'm using it kind of different. I'm going to go ahead and mount on the inner of the two LMT plates like I had it before. And I'll have dual shocks on the rear. And I'm just going to go with it. I pulled the bumper. I'm not going to have the bumper and this on there. And I don't know if I'll get another body eventually, but for now I'm going to run this body here. And you guys know I was running it with these axles, these Wrath axles before in the Wrath transmission. They just aren't very strong. You can't really bash very hard with them. And this thing's not going to be a crawler. I mean, I wanted it to be, but I don't have the crawler motor in there because of the motor shaft size. I do have a new servo. I've got a servo saver. This thing was like 30 bucks because it's got that special bend to it to accommodate the steering on this, because the servo mounts right into here and it keeps it really low, which is good, but then the servo horn or servo saver crashes into that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Here was my crawler motor I wanted to run, but I'm not gonna. So I geared it down. I went down a couple teeth, I don't even know, two sides. There's the stock gear that came with the transmission. That's the size that comes stock. So this will be a little bit slower, but the last time I had it with this stock gear and this same electronics and everything, and the thing ripped really well, but it kind of cogged trying to take off. It really kind of struggled. So I think this will work out pretty good for me, you guys. And it'll be just a truck when I'm done. So I'm going to get those links in, and then I'll be able to get the rest of it put together. Okay guys, here's a quick look at the transmission and the ESC and the motor all kind of as a modular unit. So if you pull the 4 bottom screws out of the chassis plate, then you can just remove the whole thing. You just have to unplug the footable plug from your receiver, and that's it. You're ready to roll, man. Easy to get out. All right, guys, I'll kind of share the final product, the interior of the project anyways. I didn't really get a chance to film the build because I was just too many things going on with my dog and everything. But you can hear him in the background. But there it is. That's it. The only issue I had, and I had it on my other Ryft, was with these drive shafts, and I'm going to link everything. With these drive shafts, they kind of buck up against the rear pinion, the outer bearing on that rear axle and on the front both. So you end up having to grind down the drive shaft just a little bit just to get it to clear so you can get the pin in there. But other than that, that's it. Nothing else was a problem. So all the parts fit together. And if I was to release the shocks and release these two bolts, I could pretty much take this all off and just put a rift cage on there if I wanted and have a rift. So let me get the wheels and the body on it, and I'm going to get it out and run it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Let's see what we can do with this thing. Okay, as I was saying before, I had to reverse the steering on this thing. Yeah, I'm running laser nut tires because that's basically all I had that would really work well on this truck. But anyways, Servo works really good. I like it. Nice, wow. Just running on 2S right now. Just seeing what I can do with it. That's a rift for you. Pretty good speed. Let's see how this thing takes curbs. Yeah, it gets cogging a little bit with this motor in there. Even with the smaller pinion, it still wants to cog. All right, let's go down the dirt. Oh. Oh. Jeez. Be kind of a good place for a real crawler, but I'm afraid to take my car down in this location. Pretty bad down in there. I hate to even fall in there. Jesus. Pretty deep. God, I could take a crawler down in there. I'm not going to take this car down in there. Oh well. I'll just play with it here. See what you can do. I don't know, this is getting pretty close. I don't want to fall down in there. It's pretty steep right here. You know what I'm saying about cogging? He wants the cog, you gotta give it a little push to get it going. Well, yeah, it's like an LVC on this baby. Let's run around on the grass a little bit. Here we go. Oh well. Oh, perfect score. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end the video here, showing the car with the Fling King tires on there right now. I need to upgrade the motor and ESC on this thing. It's just really doggy. Or get a 3S battery that'll work for it. But I appreciate you guys watching, and thank you very much for watching, and like and subscribe if you like the video. You guys take care.